Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Today we have a wonderful guest, Rumbi Jena. Rumbi is founder of iReign Female Academy. And our topic today is transforming mindset and supporting women to go from an employment mindset to starting their own company. Rumbi, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you, Mark. It's nice to be here today.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you, Rumbi. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Rumbi is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Rumbi, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
All right. So my name is Rumbi. Professionally, I'm a trained nurse, so I've worked in the healthcare sector since 2007, both private and public. And, I've had a great career as a nurse in general. I've worked in management jobs. I quickly moved up the ladder over the years. And most of my working life has been in management posts. But I think what I discovered as I went up, that it was, as you go higher, there's more competition as you go up, as you move up the ladder. And it was also just, there was something missing as I, went up the ladder in my career doing different things. And I've had a great career. So it's not that I wasn't earning a lot of money. It's not that it wasn't working, but I just knew that something was missing. But my challenge personally was I never, growing up, going to school, going to university, I never once thought I could run a business. Like, it wasn't even, if I had a list of things I would like to do, starting a business wasn't on the list. So I really had no idea. I just didn't believe it was something for me. It was never something I thought about. But at some point, I just, as I went up, I realized more and more that there was something missing. I didn't know what. So I started looking. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I could do something different. So my journey really started with doing some research, probably over 2 to 3 years, trying to just see what other options were out there. Because if I was going to have a business, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if I could even do it. And those were the challenges that I had at the beginning. So as I did some research, I started attending different networking events around London, where I live, and just listening. I wasn't too sure where to start. I wanted to know, if I wanted to take that option, what could I do? And one key thing that I realized that everybody had in common was a certain mindset that they had about, the work that they did, the businesses that they were running. It wasn't really about, because usually we think, oh, business, you need so much money, you need so much time. But one thing that stood out for me was mindset, that you had to have a certain mindset, a certain belief. So as I went through that journey and started working on my mindset, I started making the necessary changes. And as I started opening up my mind, I just found loads of ideas started coming to me. And that is how basically I started my business. So really my business is based on my experiences. Personally, how that I made that change, from just going to be employed to actually thinking, oh, I can do this, and doing it from scratch without actually having any business background or any business ideas. And then eventually it took me about 2-3 years, like I say, to go through the process of working my mindset and actually making a change. So what I did when I started the academy is I looked at the whole process that took me roughly 3 years and packaged it into a toolkit that you can use in the comfort of your own home. I specifically chose to work with women because I'm a woman. I like helping other women and seeing them do big things and rise up, because I think it is time for women. And I started iReign Female Academy to help other women make that transition, because in my working life, I came across a lot of us who generally have some dissatisfaction, but they don't know where to start or what to do. So in my business, I help you find a starting point by working on your mindset, because I believe mindset is key. If you can work on your mindset, you can achieve anything, you can do anything. And that's how iReign Female Academy started. And since then, I've been working with women, helping them work on their mindset and transforming their lives.
Amazing journey, Rumbi. And it's hard starting your own business, and you're definitely right in what you're saying. It's so important to have that right mindset. You have built your business from scratch, but what's amazing is you're now supporting female entrepreneurs, females, to go out and get that right mindset so they can create a business from scratch. Or if they're employment, they can go out and make a business from scratch, just like you, with the tools that you have provided them from your own experience. Absolutely incredible. Who are your customers? What kind of clients do you look after?
So my customers are generally women, mostly from age 25 to 45 that I work with, from all walks of life, really, because like I said, it's a mindset thing. So it may be you're in work, you're not satisfied with work, or you may not be working, you need something to start with, or you may just need a career change, and the next step for you may be starting your own business. So I generally work with women between the ages of 25 and 45.
Do you recall a specific ha-ha moment that led to the launch of your business, Rumbi?
Oh, yes, definitely. I think what really pushed me was, I think this was beginning of 2018. I was in a job and it was a fixed term contract. So I knew I'd taken a fixed term contract. The contract was going to come to an end. And I started applying for jobs that time. And I remember I applied for loads of jobs. Like I put out so many applications. I remember attending at least 20 interviews and I didn't get a single job. Not that the interviews were bad, but the competition was so steep.
Yes.
Yeah, the competition was so steep. And I remember feeling really depressed. Like I went through a period where I was so depressed. I struggled to do simple things like just cooking, cleaning, just doing stuff. And I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do if this contract ends and I don't get a job? What am I going to do? During that time, as I went through that process, that's when I really started thinking that there must be another way. I should be able to do something else with my skill set. And that is the time where I really started thinking, okay, I want to do something else. I don't know where to start. I need to start looking into my options. And that is what started this process for me. So it was during that time I really struggled, just worrying about how you're going to survive, how you're going to pay your bills, all those things coming into play. And I'm just thinking, okay, if you're in a career, you're working hard anyway, because you're applying for jobs, going for promotions, hearing no's. You don't always get the right jobs or the job that you think you want or the pay that you necessarily feel you really want. The job may not necessarily give you the freedom that you want and things like that. So it is hard work anyway. Can you apply that hard work doing something else, something that can give you time, freedom, those kind of things. And for me, that was it. I think just getting to the point where I really felt depressed about my life and just looking at it is the point where that was the moment I thought, okay, I need to start looking at other options. And that's when I started really going out and looking what else I could do.
That's a great aha moment. And I think it's through challenges that send us into a new positive direction and give us that push to really think about what we want to do. I just love a aha moment. What really motivates you to jump out of bed every single day?
I think for me, a number of things. So family for one, one of the things I have family that live abroad, because I migrated to this country, and waiting for like the few weeks that you have time off during the year to go and see them, or trying to plan every couple of years. For me, one of the key things was, having time for family. My parents, are getting older and older. I always think, oh, I want to have time to be able to, if I can work from anywhere in the world, I would be able to spend time with them and still be able to make money while spending time with them. So family is key for me. And just mainly, like I say, freedom to do the things that you want. I do charity work and things like that. And I wanted more time and more freedom to do those things. Because like I said, it wasn't that, if you look at careers and how much people earn, I was way above the average salary. So that wasn't really my motivation. It was like, okay, the money I get, most people would say, well, why do you want to start a business? You make this money. I'm like, yeah, but I need the time. I need the freedom to make decisions. I want the flexibility. My family is important to me. I'd like to be able to create that time so that I can spend more time with family, doing the things that I want, the things that I love. And I also generally have a passion to help people. When I started my business, one thing I realized is I had been helping people without necessarily thinking I could turn it into a business, because since 2013, I have been teaching and doing coaching for free at events, because friends would ask me to just come and do something to help. So I found these are things I have been doing that I have a passion for. So why not turn my passion into something that really works for me and focus on that?
Great reasons to get out of bed. I'm definitely with you on family. It's important we take time, spend time with our loved ones and family to get the work-life balance in the right order. What sets your business apart, and what unique need are you filling for your clients and customers, Rumbi?
I think what makes my business unique is, like I said, comes from it's comes from my experience. So I'm not telling you things that somebody else has told me. These are steps that I've taken. So I am sharing my experiences with you and taking you through that same process, which is a very simple system. People I've worked with say it's very simple, practical. So like I said, women from all walks of life, it doesn't matter what your level of education is. This is a system that you can take and use and apply. You can do this from the comfort of your home. It is adaptable to any background. And the great thing is you don't have to have a business idea yet, because remember, I started from scratch. The driving factor was the need for change. So sometimes I know when I speak to women and other people say, well, but I don't have any business idea. I'm like, that's okay. That is where I started from. I never actually had a business idea. My starting point was the need for change. So I think that makes it really unique, that you're not coming in, you do not have to be there yet. But if you want some change and are willing to do the work, there is a system that is simple and practical that can be followed.
Yes. Why is your service especially important in today's modern world?
I think in today's modern world, you find the world we live in today is, it's very dynamic. Things are constantly changing. And in a world where things are constantly changing, and especially, like I said, for women, if you look at things like maybe average salaries, it's even less for women, than it is for men. So there's some of those inequalities. The world is constantly changing. I think this is the time for women to rise up and make changes. If not now, when are you going to do it? There is a platform for women. We're doing more and more things online, remotely. This is the time for us to have our say and rise up to the challenge and show that women can do this. You can start businesses. You can have a family. You can do it. You just need to be able to know how to do that. So I think my thought is always, if you don't do it now, then when? The world is constantly changing. Why not do it now so that you are at the forefront and leading some of those changes?
Can you share a few details of the kind of services and products you offer, Rumbi?
So I offer coaching, so coaching on mindset and business. So I've got self-help toolkits that you can use at home. So I've got a toolkit, for example, called How to Move from Employee to Entrepreneur Mindset in 7 Steps. And this is a self-help kit that you can use in the comfort of your own home, where you can follow the 7 steps by yourself and do this by yourself. I offer other digital projects like guides and affirmations, or a full coaching program where I would work with you over a period of 8 weeks and actually take you through that process. And this is sort of like holding your hand and, in a small group, working together through those issues and brainstorming and coming up with solutions and taking you through that process. So like I said, different things, coaching programs, one-to-ones, or self-help. If you just want a product you can use at home, there's that option as well.
Now, I know you've all sorts of client success stories. I just want you to pick one that really stands out to you.
I think one that really stands out to me is, I would say sometimes you work with all sorts of different people, but I've also had the opportunity to work with some people who know me in general. And because people know you sometimes, they just think, oh, you're doing something, you're just doing one little thing. And I remember working with somebody who knows me very well, and they had done a lot of personal development in the past. So it was almost, I think for that person, it was, oh, let me just try and see this colleague. And I think one key thing that came across was how different and practical and simple the process was to follow, from the process of, okay, I don't have anything to start on. So we went through the 7 steps, and her testimonial is she found the process very practical. She found the style very unique, looking at, behaviors that influence how we act now, things that may have happened in the past that shaped our mindset, that shaped our thoughts around money, how that is shaping how we live now and the decisions that we make now and how we, what we're doing now. And from working with her during that time, she's actually gotten to a point where during that period, we're able to map out a plan on the steps she can take to start changing some of those behaviors and working on her business plan personally, which she is now in the process of working on. So going from there, where somebody had so many thoughts and beliefs that were limiting their progress, to actually putting down practical steps on, okay, this is what I can do. And we looked at different businesses that she can work on, and she's actually been working on starting her own business, looking at property and things. So I think for me, that was a big thing, because I think to see that change, especially when you know where somebody has come from and they actually start taking the necessary steps and setting some goals and having an action plan. I think for me, that was just good to see.
Definitely. I love a success story. And like you mentioned, it does all start with having the right mindset when you're wanting to change direction or go into a whole new career or set up your own new business. It all does start with mindset. So that's so rewarding for you to see your client make so much progress to really change her direction. I love that. How do clients typically hear about you? And are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
My clients typically, there's different ways. Some of them by word of mouth. If you work with one person and they give you a good review, usually then they word of mouth, they tell somebody else that I got help from this person. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram. My personal account is official Rumbi J, and iReign Female Academy has an account as well to follow on Instagram and on Facebook as well. Certain life moments, I think most people who come to me have probably that certain level of dissatisfaction in their careers. So a lot of people feel if they've overworked, and maybe the financial side is just not working out. You're working, but the money is not enough. Maybe you're working a lot. And I've worked with clients who also, they're just feeling so stressed. If you're overworking and you're worried about money, you're probably stressing. And a lot of people really who are focused on creating, like you say, family is always a big factor. They say, oh, I would like to create a better future for my kids. I'd like to be able to spend more time with them, to have more money, to do the things that I would love to do with my family. So women who have families, women who have, some of them, like I say, great careers, but they just take them away from their families because they spend so much time at work, working. And so those are usually the driving factors that are stressed. They want time, they want freedom. They just want more for their families in general. They basically want to create that life that maybe you've dreamed of. You read about it in the papers or you watch it in the movies and you think, can some of these things be a reality that you can actually start living your life this way? Can you create that kind of lifestyle? So it may just be you have a dream that you can, but you don't actually really believe that you can. And that is a starting point. You have a dream. And I think that's it. This is why the business itself is called iReign. It's about you reigning. This is your time. This is your age. This is your season. It is your time to reign. And this is why I called it iReign, because it's about what you want. So it's usually change is the driving factor, whether that's at work, in your personal life, at home, but it's got something basically to do with change.
And word of mouth is a sign of a job done well. So congratulations on all of your success. Rumbi, as well, I love your passion for what you do. I love how you have built your own academy and are supporting female entrepreneurs. Can you just share once more, how can our audience connect with you? What's the best way for our audience to connect with you?
So the best way to connect with me is probably on Instagram. So on Instagram, if you can follow official Rumbi J, that account, you can send me a message and I will definitely get back to you. You can also follow iReign Female Academy. If you send a message there, I'll definitely get back to you as well, and get in touch with you and see how we can work together.
Excellent. That's at official Rumbi J at Instagram. Rumbi, I have really enjoyed having a conversation with you. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
I'd just probably like to encourage a woman out there today just to say, you know what, you can do it. A lot of the times it's just about, believing that you can, and you don't necessarily need to know exactly where to start. It's actually okay to not have all your ducks in a row, but the important thing is if you start making the necessary changes, you can actually, start a business and run it. You can use your skills. The amazing thing is the things that you're already doing, you can start using those skills and turn them into a business. So it's not necessarily learning something completely new. It's just learning how to reshape that and channel what you already know and turn that into something different. So, if you're out there and you're listening, I'd like to tell you today that you can. Anybody can. Like I said, it's all about mindset. And if you don't know where to start, I am here to help you find your starting point.
You can, and anyone can. I like that. Rumbi, thank you so much for coming on to the Brilliance Business Show. I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Mark, for having me. It's been great sharing about my business.
It's been my pleasure. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.